Hello, friends. It is Friday. How are you doing? How y'all doing? Did you have a good week? The weather was so great this week. Okay. There really is not much going on in the weather department for us here. So we're going to talk about Debby. We're going to talk about the other tropical system that we're watching, and just really gorgeous weather in store. This is what's left of Debby. It's essentially just some rain, but it is a lot of wind too. My best friend Jess, I'm from Baltimore, and so my best friend lives up there in Annapolis, so along the Chesapeake. She sent me a picture of their dock this morning. The dock's gone. So even though it was a tropical depression when it moved over Maryland earlier today, it's still packed a punch. There are some pretty significant flight delays caused by Debby. Chicago and Minneapolis are seeing flight delays. I don't really know what that's about. Miami as well. But D.C., LaGuardia, Philly, Newark, all of those kind of northeastern airports have seen pretty big flight delays today. So just know, if you're headed to the Northeast anytime this afternoon, this evening, you probably are going to see some delays, and anyone that's trying to leave the Northeast is going to see delays. But by tomorrow, this should all be out of here. So that is good news. Here's what's going on locally. Absolutely nothing, okay? It's just so nice outside, guys, okay? 88 degrees, it feels like 95. That's the kicker here, is it is quite hot out there. Mostly sunny skies. Here's your current. It feels like temperatures. Yikes. 102 down in Milledgeville. Woof. Feels like 95 here in Atlanta. Not too bad up in northwest Georgia where there's slightly drier air in place, but I will say that the dew points, God, look at the dew point Edenton. Ooh, almost 80 degrees. Lord Jesus, help you if you live in Edenton and not along Lake Oconee. I mean, it is sticky in Covington. Look at Helen. The dew point up in the mountains is in the mid-70s. So we're all kind of seeing pretty nasty humidity today, but there is a heat advisory out for Jasper, Putnam counties, Thomas and Upson County, and also Greene and Morgan counties this afternoon. The heat risk is definitely higher in East Georgia today just because the heat's a little bit higher and also the humidity is a little bit higher this afternoon. So anywhere in the red, from Atlanta off to the east down to the south, you'll want to limit your time outside this afternoon. Check this out. By Sunday, the heat risk is way down because it's not going to get cooler outside, but the humidity is going to drop off a little bit, all right? So here's your humidity. This is the dew point today. You can see the, can I do this? Whoa, right there. So you can see that the yellows, the greens, the blues, that's drier air. So it's super humid out there right now. Tomorrow afternoon, just slightly less humid. But by Sunday, areas west and north of Atlanta, going to see markedly lower humidity. You'll really be able to notice that. Meanwhile, if you live in Athens, Covington, Madison, Lake Oconee, Edenton, you're not going to see relief at all in terms of lower dew points this weekend. It's still going to be gorgeous, though, guys. I mean, this is what you expect. We're in the middle of August, right? When was the last time we had a weekend without rain? I think it was like June, okay? So this is going to be a weekend without rain. We can all get on board with that. Tomorrow, 94 degrees, lots of sunshine. Again, lower humidity on Sunday, still 94 degrees. Here's your lake forecast. If you have a boat, I am jealous of you. Boy, is it going to be a great weekend to be on the lake. For Lake Burton, near 90 degrees both Saturday and Sunday, even up in Rabun County. Lake Blue Ridge Lake, pair of 88s both Saturday and Sunday. Lake Lanier going to be hot, 95 degrees tomorrow, 93 on Sunday. Pair of 94s for Atlanta. Look at Lake Oconee. 97 on Saturday, 98 on Sunday. So yes, definitely quite hot outside this weekend. In terms of your rain, just not going to see much of it. Tomorrow, perhaps squeezing out a stray shower in the areas that are seeing the higher humidity. So Athens, Edenton, perhaps a stray shower. Same thing on Sunday, perhaps a stray shower southeast of the city, but rain chances are going to stay really low through the weekend, guys, and they're going to stay really low through the majority of next week as well. Essentially, very little rain chance over the next 7 days. But speaking of the next 7 days, we will be watching the tropics. I started telling you guys about this on air yesterday. Here's a wave coming out. It's actually racing across the Atlantic. So the X is where that wave is located currently, and then you can see the orange area is the area where it could form into a named storm. National Hurricane Center currently has a 60% chance of formation on this, but I will tell you that both of our long-range models, the Euro and the GFS, are very aligned that this will be a hurricane. That's why we feel confident in talking about it. Usually this far out, they are all over the place. There's 4 runs of each model every day. They're usually all over the place. One model will have a hurricane over here. One model won't have anything this far out. All of the last 4 runs of both models have had a hurricane in the Atlantic. Forming somewhere around Puerto Rico, Windward Islands next week. So I want to show you this. So your timestamp is top left of your screen. Looks like Tuesday it's just kind of a wave still, but then Wednesday it really starts to gain strength. The pressure drops. Those little white lines you see are like a drop in pressure. So by next Friday, it looks like it's a hurricane, hundreds of miles off of the Florida coast. And I will tell you the good news is both models do have it curving well before it hits the United States. But a small change in the jet stream, so the upper level wind pattern over the United States, that's what steers these storms. A small change in that could steer this closer to land. So regardless, this is going to be something that we're watching pretty closely. Next week, our next named storm will be Ernesto. So probably going to have Ernesto at some point, middle to end of next week. All right, here's your 7-day forecast, guys. It is going to stay hot over the next 7 days, but you already knew that because we are in the middle of summer. We're actually kind of in the dog days of summer. We usually see our first real cold front come through end of the month. So let's hope that happens. Not too unbearably hot this weekend, but it is, again, still going to be 94 degrees every day. You'll notice that lower humidity by Sunday. Next best chance of rain isn't until the end of next week, but guys, we're completely out of the drought. Completely out of the drought. So water your plants, but you don't need to worry about anything in terms of the drought. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. All right, I'm going to go eat some lunch. I think I'm going to do a yoga class today. And I am feeling a big afternoon nap coming on. Make some outdoor plans this weekend, okay? It's going to be beautiful out there. I will see you guys back here bright and early on Monday morning, 6 a.m. Atlanta News First. Until then, have a great day.